Hello, I'm Calum.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're talking dice rolls, defense, and death.
Cool. Right, now I get to roll saves and dictate whether your Sherman shots were effective against my panzers. Since they are tanks, I firstly need to figure out which part of the armor has been shot at. Is it front or side? If the shooting team is entirely in front of the targeted tank, it will hit its front armor. Otherwise, it will hit the side armor. If you find yourself in an ambiguous position, say in the front of the hull and the side of the turret, roll a die to see which one counts. A 1, 2, or 3 hits the hull, a 4, 5, or 6 hits the turret. In this case, the Shermans are all in front of my panzers, so they'll hit my front armor.
So, how do you roll your save? What are you aiming for when you roll your save die?
Right, well, I roll a die and add that to my armor value, and I'm trying to beat the anti-tank rating of your weapon. Let's start with the panzer behind the wood. You're shooting at my panzer in the front, so I add my front armor of 6 to whatever I roll. And I've rolled a 6, which gives me a total of 12. Since this is higher than your anti-tank rating of 10, that means your shot hits my armor and bounces off, doing no damage.
Okay, one safe. On to the next one.
This panzer was hit twice, so I'll need to do 2 saves. I'll roll the first one, and I get a 4. Which brings me to a total of 10 because the armor rating of 6 gets added to my roll of 4. Since that's the same as your anti-tank rating, I didn't bounce the shot. Now you, the shooter, roll a die to see what has happened. You need to roll your weapon's firepower or better.
Right, and based on my M4 firepower rating, I need to roll a 3 or more in order to be successful. I've rolled a 3 or more. Now what happens?
Well, because you equaled your anti-tank rating and you made your firepower test, my panzer tank is bailed out. If you had rolled less than 3, then the shot would have had no effect.
Right, so what does bailed out mean?
A bailed out tank cannot move or fight until the tank remounts in the starting step.
Okay, so the panzer bailed out after the first hit. What will the second hit do now?
Well, I'll roll for that one and score a 2. Adding my front armor of 6, that's a total of 8. Less than your anti-tank rating of 10. Once again, you need to roll your weapon's firepower or better. So now it's your turn to roll a die again.
So can I destroy this one?
You might, because I rolled less than your anti-tank rating. If you do match or beat your firepower of 3+, then the shot will destroy my panzer. If you roll less than a 3, my panzer is only bailed out.
Okay. I rolled a 1, so I don't destroy your panzer, just bail it out. What happens now since it's already bailed that out?
Well, if a bailed out team is bailed out again, that player must roll a motivation test using their remount rating, and if they fail, they're destroyed. Otherwise, they're just bailed out. So I roll a die and score a 3. Since my motivation rating is a 4, that would normally be a failure, but since my panzer has protected ammo, giving it a remount of 3+, I pass and my tank survives.
Right. And is the concept essentially the same for infantry units?
Yeah, the rules are the same for infantry teams. Of course, an infantry team does not have armor. So if an infantry team is shot at, the defender only rolls a save test. If they fail this test, the infantry team is destroyed. If they're in bulletproof cover, the shooting player must do a firepower test, which will then decide if the infantry unit is destroyed. If your M4 Sherman had shot at my Panzer Grenadier unit instead of the Panzers, I would roll a save test where I need 3 or more. I rolled a 2, so I'm destroyed. If my unit was in bulletproof cover, say, well, behind this building, then you would need to fire a firepower test to destroy me. Otherwise, I'm okay.
Right, and if I fail my firepower test, does your infantry bail out?
No, they're perfectly fine if you fail the firepower test. However, if you hit them enough, they might get pinned down.
Right, okay, and how does pinning down work?
Right, well, if you hit a unit other than armored teams at least 5 times, then that unit will be pinned down. Pinned down units cannot move toward the enemy, they can only retreat and always shoot as if they moved. To rally from being pinned down, you must roll a motivation test, which we'll cover in the How to Play starting step video.
Thank you so much for watching. You can find more How to Play Flames of War videos in our How to Play Flames of War playlist.
As usual, we recommend having a rulebook on hand as it goes into more detail. Like and subscribe for all things Flames of War.